bears and how climate change affects their habitat. Climate change is when the Earth's climate is changing. Climate change is caused partly because of us, humans, burning fossil fuels. It is also partly caused by the greenhouse effect and increases of carbon dioxide. The greenhouse effect is when the sun's heat waves enter the Earth's atmosphere. Atmosphere means the air around the Earth. The plants, animals, and trees take in the carbon dioxide before it can evaporate into the atmosphere. This causes the greenhouse effect. Some greenhouse gases are gas, coal, oil, energy, and carbon dioxide. What do you guys see in this picture? Yes.
A lot of smoke.
Do you guys want to breathe this air?
No, I wouldn't want to go breathe there. Greenhouse gases come from outer space. Why does that always happen? The greenhouse effect melts the ice and makes Earth harder. The result is melted sea ice, as shown on the slides. Another way it causes the sea ice to melt is because it is growing out of control and making the sea ice harder. This is because we are burning fossil fuels for gas, light, and power. Melting sea ice can affect the polar bear's habitat. Imagine how you would feel if the room started melting. Then you would have less room and eventually would have to move to another room to learn. Here's where the polar bear lives. They live in Alaska, Canada, Greenland, Norway, Russia, and Antarctica. Wow, I didn't know. Here's an educational video about polar bears made by Abby, who sadly is not present.
Global warming and how it affects polar bears. During this video you will learn about polar bears and how it affects them. Since to global warming, polar bears are having to move into new land. The new land is their grizzly bear land. Some will fight with each other, but some will be kind to each other and have cubs. But since one of the cubs' parents is a polar bear and the other is a grizzly bear, it means the cub is half grizzly and half polar. If the dad is a polar bear, the cub is a pili bear. If the dad is a grizzly bear, the cub is a Grolar bear. Thank you for walking.
Walking? Sorry, sometimes it gets those two words mixed up.
Here are some facts about the polar bear. The polar bear's fur is not white, it is transparent or clear. The snow actually makes it look white. Polar bear cubs are born blind, hairless, and toothless. And some adult polar bears can swim up to 6.2 miles per hour. Now can you tell me what you learned about polar bears? Yes?
I have a question. If the polar bear goes into the water, will it freeze?
It will not.
Because it has, its fur keeps the cold out.
Asher, this is something I learned. I did not know that polar bears live in Norway, Greenland, Asia, Canada,
Alaska.
and I knew they lived in Alaska and Antarctica. But I did not know they lived in Norway, Asia, Russia,
Greenland.
Finland.
Yes.
Canada.
Yes.
I know that they don't have fur or they're blind.
Actually, they do have fur.
When they're older.
Their fur is just see-through, so that, but when it snows, it covers the fur and makes it look like it's white. Yes?
Polar bears are really good at battling a walrus on land, but if the walrus is really good at swimming in the water, then the polar bear is not really good at battling the walrus underwater.
Yes.
Now that we learned about the polar bear, we are gonna teach you about how climate change affects their habitat. Since the polar bear is losing its habitat, it has to wander farther for food. It goes in places such as Canada and Alaska. These areas are homes of the grizzly bear. Grizzlies typically live in Alaska, Canada, northwestern U.S., Idaho, Wyoming, Washington, and Montana.
Here's an educational video about grizzly bears made by It didn't work.
Grizzly bears live in Canada, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Washington, and Alaska. The mama of the cubs can weigh from 300 to 1,500 pounds and can stand up to 8 feet tall. The mama grizzly bear will have 1 to 3 cubs. They live alone or in packs, rarely with feeder cubs, which are born in hibernation. Cubs are born 2 months before hibernation ends. When they are born in hibernation, they are toothless, hairless, and blind. After hibernation, they grow hair. They feed on their mother's milk until 1 month old. Then they eat meat that their mother gets them. Cubs weigh 200 pounds when they are 1 year old. Cubs stay with mom until they are 2 to 3 years old. They begin to venture out. The mother grizzly teaches her cubs to survive in the wild. You can see how cubs are very playful.
Hello, world. Am I cute? No. Because
What did you learn about grizzly bears and cubs?
Yes?
that when the cubs are born, they're blind.
Yeah, toothless and hairless.
I have a question. How did you get like the animal like that said like the animal that's usually on the front like when they used it at the 15th city? It's like that little mustache.
Yeah, that mustache.
We use this, I guess, I don't know how to.
We
We use
use
this
we
site
use
called
this.
Go Animate